Nietzsche said something that should make every good person feel uncomfortable. Hilarious are the weak who think they are good because they have no claws. That's not philosophy, that's a diagnosis. If you've never had the capacity to destroy something and chosen not to, you haven't made a moral choice. You've just been managed. We're going to talk about what morality actually requires. And I promise you, it's not what you were taught.
But it's so true because that's like necessity is the mother of invention, right? You don't do something until you need to do it, right? Because if
Mm-hmm.
you want for nothing, you can just sit there complacent and happy, peaceful. But that second that something goes wrong, bam, everything starts firing, right? I don't know. There's something to be said about that.
Well,
I think
okay.
Nikola Tesla would argue that people didn't really appreciate his achievements so much
Oh
as they
yeah,
should have.
yeah, yeah. I died penniless.
I think every generation dismisses the greatest minds of their age in like, okay,
Is it in their age? So like
well,
the
think
same time
about
you're in circulation with these?
right. Nikola was mostly dismissed, even when he proved some of his things worked.
I don't know because he did
Nietzsche was
the
disrespected in his time too,
oh,
you know.
still is, still
Well,
is.
I blame his I blame his sister for his words being
Beyond
perverted.
that,
But
beyond that, beyond
yeah,
that.
I think he's got more of a following now than he had then, is my point, I
I
guess.
agree, but I still run into this. I've said before, on X, man, I mean, pull it up, man. But the level, I've said this to you like a week ago, actually. I said because you got me on the Nietzsche thing, we get the thing, but a lot of people I talk to don't get the thing. And I'm like, and when you bring Nietzsche up to like people, you could see the level of bias that just washes over their face so often
Yep.
is so telling.
Well,
Like, oh, okay. But it's so
what
frequent.
oh yeah. But here's the thing. Nietzsche searched for truth, and you can apply that truth to whatever your personal lens is, you know? Like say you're a
This is the whole
hardline
point
Christian,
behind it.
you can use the evidence of even the Antichrist is a perfect explanation of why you should have more faith if that's your thing,
Mm.
man, you know, because there is such a lack of it in the world, you know? Doesn't that mean you should have more resolve towards your end? If it goes right back to it. There's no one culturally, societally pushing you to be, say Christianity is your goal. You want to be the best Christian you can be, right? Like, why would you want to be just an average or a lowly?
Yeah, right.
Go all in, right? You can be the best. Because I think ultimately what Nietzsche was saying was exactly what Christ was saying in his times, just different words, different audience. And you should strive to be better at all costs, even if it
Uber,
destroys you.
Uber.
Right.
Well, it kind of has to in a way, as he says. I will pull up the one for us because I have it right here. The snake that cannot shed its skin must die.
Well, there's
So
that.
too, minds that are prevented from changing their opinions cease the minds. Cease to be minds, I believe it was. It's the same thing. You have to do this thing. It's the overcoming part of the thing. It's kind of the thing that
That's
pisses me off about the Jesus followers a lot of the way, is because so many of them feel like he carried the cross, so they don't have to. And it's like you missed the whole fucking point.
yep. That's exactly it. And freedom is a nice idea, but there has to be the other side of that. There has to be a lack of freedom for you to appreciate freedom, right? So to have freedom, there has to be control, right? So that's why we have prisons and stuff like that, right? Because
Mhm.
if there's just unchecked freedom, that's just anarchy, right? So, and it's the same with equality. If everyone's equal, that means we're all at the bottom, right? Literally everyone is equal in every possible way. There's
That's a
there's
stupid
one
notion.
flat level, right? So is that good? Is that good? I don't think so. And is freedom really freedom if it's controlled? I don't really think so. I think there within the frame of democracy there is a better way to allow people to thrive without controlling them to the degree that we do. I think if people took more personal accountability into their lives and were more responsible with their action and thought about the effect that their existence has on the world at large and all the people in their lives, I think maybe we'd be a better species. He talks a lot about Solzhenitsyn, and
Yes, he does.
which that is a depressing book, man. Love to read, but that is not something I'm going to make it through anytime
Well, it's
soon.
probably, I don't know. It's probably not too much different than Frankel.
It's the weight of it, the literal weight of it, the physical weight of it. It's
He said it's a
it's
weapon of a novel.
yeah, it's a weapon first. And it literally was a weapon though, because it literally brought down the entire Soviet Union. So it's you can't even say that figuratively because it physically was a weapon used against the government. That's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
I don't know the extent of it. I know a little bit about what it's about. I know what it covers and things. I don't know the exact impact it had on the
Well,
culture,
so
but I know it
essentially
was there.
all the dirty little secrets of both the Soviet war machine and the gulags and the atrocities committed therein, he wrote every single word of it down and confessed to every wrongdoing in his entire existence in the make of it. And Peterson's case is that maybe by doing something that is accepting responsibility for the world helped change the world in a positive way. And
Oh,
his,
you're talking about leading.
well, yeah, I guess, because like,
'Cause that's what it is.
but I mean, it's
Tell
almost
me
that
that
like,
not the, tell me that's not the same prescription that Jocko would give you.
because okay, but I get yeah, exactly. But like the point being that like a subconscious thought and a metaphysical approach to life can have a physical impact on the world outside of you. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And
Well,
when you
okay.
say it, it sounds obvious, right? Like because that's kind of how we live, right? Like you believe a thing and then you kind of bring it into reality, right? But maybe we
Okay.
can do that in a way that is literally that. Like we just accept reality for what it is and then can rewrite it.
I think this is kind of it. If you've ever seen anything like this, it says the only problem is that 99.9% of everything you think, say, and do is for yourself, and there isn't one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Because there isn't. Everybody is interconnected. Everybody relies on everybody. Nobody stands alone. Nobody is self-made.
mhm.
There was a line. Maybe I sent this to you actually. You have it. There was a Machiavelli because they do these AI chats and they load up one with Machiavelli and they load up one with Marcus. And there's a moment in there where fucking Machiavelli corners his ass because Marcus is that guy like a virtue or death. That's how I'm living life. And then Machiavelli corners him. He's like, so if you had to do something immoral to save all of your people, you wouldn't.
yeah. And there's
And
a
Marcus
million
kind
thoughts
of
like
did.
that.
Yeah, that's a dark. I've said something on X before. I'm like, would you be an evil person to save those that you love?
And here's why Marcus was able to adhere to those convictions, though. He
Well,
had
he was
been,
the emperor.
well, there's that. There's making the rules. That's a big thing. But there's
That was a
also
big part.
his childhood was so sheltered that I don't think he was exposed to reality the way that the average
Well,
person, even in that time, was. He never
you should,
saw the things that, like,
because
people,
they groomed him for that. That was a
yeah.
long time
But what I'm
coming.
saying
They
is,
missed the
he
first
wasn't in
time.
his teens at like the brothels and the gambling houses and stuff like that. He wasn't
Right.
living the life where he sought pleasure of that variety at any point. So taking it away is not, for instance,
Uh-huh.
if you've never experienced alcohol prohibition is not that big a deal to you, right? So it's easy it's easy to hold your head up and say, "Oh, these lower people are just not strong enough
This is
to live the stoic life."
yeah,
You've never
yeah.
experienced it. You can't say that. It's not fair.
I like the Twain line here. There are many ways to avoid the temptations, but he says, but the surest is cowardice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll take that. I like that a lot.
Because I say this a lot with like the Christian stuff, right? Because they get into this as you're painting Marcus here as a younger guy. It's like the strong man is not the man who refuses women because he's married, because he's not around them.
Right.
The strong man is the man who refuses women that are around him, and they're around him all the time. And it's like, well, if you're a woman, which husband would you want? You want the one that can handle the heat. You don't want the one you're having to worry about constantly.
Yeah, it's like, to simplify it, it's no big deal if you're not chasing tail if you're ugly, but if you're good looking and you're not doing it, then it's an actual virtue, right? Because you have the opportunity. If you have no
Jordan Peterson.
opportunity,
Jordan Peterson. Weak man is not a good man. Just because you have no sword, that doesn't make you good.
well,
You need to have it sheathed to make
that's
you good.
that's where he goes with the meek shall inherit the earth quote from the Bible. It's literally stemmed from a piss poor trans. So many things in the Bible are just stemming from piss poor translations. But meek is not what that means. It doesn't mean like, oh, you should
Well,
just let people walk over you. You need to be
meek
able
has
to.
seemingly changed
What's
over the
that?
years. The definition of that has seemingly changed over the
It
years.
certainly has, and I
It's
think
flipped, actually.
we've taken it to be sheep-like now, and that's not like the point that he
That's what
makes
I
is that
see.
you should be a monster that you can destroy something, and you made the conscious effort not to do that. Like you made the
Mm,
rational decision. That makes you stronger. Being incapable of doing it doesn't make you stronger. That just makes you weak. You're weak all the way around.
this is one of my favorite lines of all time right here. This old Nietzsche line. Hilarious are the weak who think they are good because they have no claws. That's it. Without strength, people are not capable of morality. They are subject to the morality of those over them.
Yep. Yep, and that's true. And I think you put it as like building your own philosophy, kind of an a la carte style, something like that. But that's essentially what he's saying. Like if you want to truly become the concept of an Ubermensch, you need to not just pick a school of thought, you need to forge your own path. Like it's good to take ideas from other camps and
Right.
build on that, but you don't want to just accept anyone else's words verbatim. That's absurd. Become your own man. That's the whole point, right?
Ubermensch. That's the whole point of all of this, you know?
Well,